Good morning. As I came to the computer this morning, I still had no clue as to what I was going to talk about. Meditation was just a peaceful time. It was there were no major messages to me, even though I've been dealing with a lot of conflicting ideas and thoughts regarding the formation of RUSA, and in which I've been involved and spoken about in other videos over the past week. My mind was generally quite peaceful. And then as I opened emails this morning, I came across an interview by Miss Dr. Kesh of the Kesh Foundation, and began listening as I prepared my thoughts for what I'm going to talk about. I listened to 25 minutes of an interview, and what I came up with as a title this morning is Dealing with Duality Differently. And I wrote a blurb. Okay, I know most of you have heard this before, since I've been saying it for a long time. Even in a recent channeled message from Salusa, it was said that we are moving beyond duality as we have known it. Indeed, we are on the threshold of an exciting new world where nothing will remain as it has been. We will learn to dance rather than duel. No matter how it looks now to most people, new technologies, new understandings will change us and transform the world. Dr. Kesh of the Kesh Foundation, along with many other visionaries, are providing the science that offers proof we can dance with the cosmos and thus fulfill the prophecies of peace on earth. Here's an interesting interview, and I provide the link to that interview that I've been watching for the last 25 minutes prior to beginning this morning. It is a German website. However, if you go down to the interview itself, the interview is in English, subtitled in German. And then underneath there's, how many of them are there on that list? 36 items in English of things that come out of the interview, just little items that are taken from the interview itself. I haven't finished watching it. It's a little less than 2 hours long, and as I said, I've only watched 25 minutes of it. And someone recently asked me to do a video on the Kesh Foundation, and I said, I don't know enough about it to do that, was my response back. And I still don't feel like I know enough. But the sense that I have, and that's just a sense, it's a resonance, is these technologies that he's offering, and I have seen others that offer some amazing technologies dealing with magnetism and changing gas into matter, provides a whole new way of dancing in the universe. I posted on my Facebook page yesterday a thing about gun control. Gun control isn't about guns, it's about control. And it was interesting, the various comments that I saw come through, even as of this morning. Some people agree with me that the Second Amendment in the Constitution for the United States must be maintained, that we need to have guns to protect us from the government. The government, to me, is the criminal element of our world, unfortunately. And they have produced the ideologies and the mindset of the necessity of constantly dueling. Constant conflict has been the name of the game in government and religion and virtually all of our ideological foundation of how we perceive the reality of the world. That is the reality of the past, in which dueling was part of it. It was built in. It was constant conflict between the masculine and the feminine, the dark and the light, etc. What is being shown to us now is actually coming from our future, pulling us forward and showing us how we can shift the energies from the duel to the dance. And ultimately, we won't need guns to protect us anymore because it's such a primitive technology. I believe that. Just like money and the monetary systems, we will ultimately see that that's a primitive technology, and we won't need money anymore. And we won't need government as we have known government. There's such bickering back and forth in the republic, and I mean, I'm hearing from people all over. Talked to another Secretary of State in the republic from another state yesterday, and he provided me documentation of various things. And the former governor from Rusa from Massachusetts contacted me, and I'm hearing from people all over the place as we struggle to try to establish a constitutional government here in the United States. I'm wondering if all of those efforts are not going to be obsolete with the spiritual breakthroughs and the scientific breakthroughs that we're on the threshold of getting. Are we going to need a lot of the things that we've needed? We go back, and I go back myself. I go back and I say, it's not constitutional. It's not constitutional. And that's a sort of fundamentalism in me, that I'm looking for something that was written in the past and trying to apply it to the present. But the truth of the matter is our present is being changed by our future instead of being anchored to our past. This transforms us when we finally get it. As I said, I do not understand all the scientific and breakthroughs in physics and stuff like that. I only glean just a little bit, enough to know that our perception, the part of the elephant that we're touching now, is totally different than the parts of the elephant that we have touched before. So that we're going to deal with this nature of physicality differently, in a different manner than we've been able to in the past. And this changes everything, folks. Everything. We're going to be able to love one another and stop the incessant warring and arguing and fighting and one-upmanship of who's right. None of us see the whole picture. And as I admitted that I don't understand all of these things, we all need to admit to ourselves that we don't understand our own being, our own life, our own experience in the physical manifest world. We don't understand it. We're going to have to say, I don't know, and give ourselves an open mind. Stop thinking that somebody 2,000 years ago or 4,000 years ago or 200 years ago or 20 years ago gave us the answer. Because nothing from the past and our understanding based on the past is going to hold true as we move into the future. This is unavoidable. You can't stop the evolution of awareness, of consciousness. You can't stop it. It can't be stopped by the Illuminati. It can't be stopped by the corporations. It can't be stopped by the governments. It can't be stopped by the churches or the religions of the world. It cannot be stopped. We're moving in to a new way of dealing with the duality of our world. We're going to learn to dance together as men and women, as masculine and feminine energies, as light and dark energies. We're going to understand how magnetism works, how electricity works, how lightning works. We're going to understand how creation takes that which is not and brings into view and into our physical awareness that which can be touched, tasted, felt, heard, etc. Our senses are going to be expanded and come alive. Our minds and our hearts are going to be expanded. Everything in the universe is expanding, and we're on the cusp, we're on the threshold of that brave new world that I mentioned in the blurb. That world that is going to be like a a renaissance that makes the earlier renaissance of 400 or 500 years ago seem like it was still the dark ages. We thought we understood the physical world. How much did we really understand? The mystics have told us and given us clues to the answers. Now the scientists like Dr. Keshen and others, as I said, are telling us, hey, we've got the ability to do great and wonderful things. As Jesus said, the things that I do, you shall do also, and greater things than these shall you do, because I go to the Father. Well, that's happening now, and the greater things are coming to us in the form of new science, a new mysticism, if you will, based on scientific fact, not just fanciful ideas from the ethers, because the ethers are becoming material. the gas, the nothingness, is becoming manifest on how we can pull something out of nothing. Do I get it all yet? Absolutely, I don't understand it all, and probably most of you don't either. My friend Aristomenes in Greece, he probably understands a lot of it because he's a trained physicist. I'm not. I'm not. I've been trying to make sense of this world all of my life. I've been trying to learn the dance all of my life. I've been trying to figure out how to make relationships work, how to even have a relationship where I'm not feeling like I have to conform to someone else's idea or make them conform to mine, where we can literally just love each other and allow each other to be and to dance. But these real issues that we have, the monetary issues, the issues of dealing with a government that's insane. Well, our whole culture has been insane. We've been insane. How do you expect a sane government when you're dealing with an insane populace? But we're waking up. That's the point that I think Spirit is trying to impress upon me out of the peace where I don't even get a flow of thoughts that can produce a title before I come out of meditation. And I have to come and be triggered by something in the physical world on the internet that comes to me in one of several posts. Several of my groups posted this interview. And I haven't watched the whole interview yet. But Spirit's saying, Ron, there it is. We're going to deal with it differently. We're going to deal with this duality universe differently. We're going to really learn how to do the dance. We're really going to learn how to make it love instead of constant war and constant conflict and battles here and there and everywhere. We're going to find peace within ourselves as we allow these energies to merge with us, to come home, to bring the head and the heart together, to bring the lower energies and join them with the higher energies again in the heart. We're going to come from a place of love. And ultimately, as I said, we won't need weapons of any kind because the whole idea of weapon will be insane. The whole idea of money will be preposterous. The whole idea of people ruling over other people will be an absurdity. We're moving there. We're not there yet. We're building the bridges. We're building the bridges from where we've been to where we're going. We're building the bridges of education and of knowledge, of wisdom, where we're going to learn how to transform the duel into a dance. You've heard me say that so many times. And folks, my sense is today, in September 2012, what is the date? The 14th, in the middle of the month, almost, we are learning how to do the dance. We are learning duality in a way that we've not known it before. And instead of it being a problem, it will be a gift. We will deal with it differently. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful world that we are co-creating together. It's done through your consciousness and mine, through your open mind and open heart and mine. And together, We are creating that which the prophecies of old have foretold. A time of peace on earth. The age of Aquarius is upon us. Thank you for listening. Namaste.